We welcome you to Grenada once again and the National Cricket Stadium for what could be another pivotal day in this Test series, this third day of this second Test between West Indies and Australia. In fact, I think day 3 will be the most significant day of this Test series because Australia were rolled over for 286. West Indies in their response bowled out for 253. Australia in a bit of trouble at 12 for 2, leading by 45 runs.
We expect that today being Saturday, the West Indies in a decent position, that the crowds will pile in. We had some sprinklings this morning at the venue. The covers were on, it was off, it was on again. You see some build up just behind the hills. So not entirely sure what we'll get from a weather standpoint. And no doubt they'll be looking to make this ball, which is just 6 overs old, this new ball count. 2 for 5 from 3 overs for Seals. Cam Green and Nathan Lyon. First ball, day 3. Carlos Brathwaite has quickly made his way from downstairs to position himself next to me. Good morning, Carlos. The prospects for this morning.
Morning, Samuel. I think Test cricket should bring excitement. You saw the butterflies that I feel at the beginning of day 3.
I had a quick chat with Ravi Rampal, the bowling consultant, Carlos, and what he mentioned was that they need to utilize this new cherry into its 7th over. And what he's asking his bowlers to do is to ensure that the batters are playing at many deliveries as possible. Your thoughts on the surface?
Yeah, there's heavy discoloration, a little bit of sweat from under the covers, some overnight rain. And there's a nice little spot to your top left.
Shamar Joseph will start on this end. First runs of the morning. Good bit of timing, you know. We'll get at least 2. Come back for 3. And there, just short. Similar to one that Pat Cummins had in the first innings. Casey Carty then not able to get his hand under it. It was a great piece of skill from Cummins to swoop under that one. Shamar Joseph, though, going to his left and not able to get there.
Yeah, popping up quite similar. But Shamar Joseph couldn't, as you mentioned, couldn't quite get his hand underneath. You'll be hard-pressed to call that a drop. But yeah, Pat Cummins would say, watch. Watch and see how I did it.
Another one, too good for Lyon. 18 for 2. Yeah, just to think that momentarily they'll be called on. As a matter of fact, they're called on now. And so they've relied on the knowledge and the intel from the local staff. And just making sure that they get the covers on before the rains do come.
Lost, what, 48 minutes play, but we can make that up as we go through the day because lunch has moved from 12 o'clock to 12:30 p.m. So no time has been lost as of yet. And he can play that type of shot. Good chase from Shamar Joseph. that's a shot that got him in a little bit of trouble in Barbados. Very good, he just held on, John Campbell, but that's the outswing. And Alzarri Joseph is in the wickets again. Very good. Yes, that's what he's saying, outswing, shape, that's his strength. That's probably to Rampal or Sammy.
Big breakthrough for the West Indies. I know it's Nathan Lyon, but they were probably just starting to get a little bit frustrated. Looks like he didn't see that at all, really. Nearly made a mess of it. Nathan Lyon was furious with himself for fending at that delivery, but they've got their man, Nathan Lyon. Soaked up some deliveries, did his job. 28 for 3.
The great man, Steve Smith, a modern great of the game of Test match cricket. Oh, that'll test the finger. That'll test that finger. Ouch.
Yes, the head went back straight away, and he's looking maybe towards the dressing room. Looks like he's in a fair bit of pain. He's going to get on with it. It really surprised him. Ouch. Remember, it's the right hand, the little finger on that right hand.
Ouch, ouch. Shea Hope couldn't stop it. And I think that's the point of bold straighter. We'll come back to it after we see the replay.
Yeah, I know that wasn't going to hit the stumps. It was wide of off stump, but that's a lot better. That is getting in closer to the line they need to be bowling, that channel.
Asking for it, and Green dispatches it. That'll sort of make him feel very good.
Yeah, you've got to look to defend your stumps. That's the danger ball at the moment, and then anything short and wide, you've got to pounce on that. It bounced a little bit more than he thought there, Cameron Green, but he adjusted nicely.
That's the area I'm talking about. That's the area that you want to get the ball into with that outswing to Green. Good running. Good exploitation, Alzarri Joseph, of that area. 40 for 3.
Very good from Smith. Finally off the mark with a couple runs. Runs, nice balance from Steve Smith. And I talk about the number 3 because it's a pivotal position in any team. Australia, of course, they have their great track record of number 3 batters in this format of the game. So there is an expectation from that player that holds that position. Very good from Steve Smith. Doesn't miss out on a half volley, and that was one.
Yeah, again, the drive. He's so good going through the line of deliveries that are full and over pitched. Joseph will have to change that tactic.
And again, penetrates the gap through cover. And he will get 4, so consecutive boundaries for Steve Smith. He gets a move on.
Literally playing in the strength of Steve Smith. This time width on offer, but again the hands through the delivery. Just hope Phillips is okay from that fielding effort.
And it was just not high enough. And it looks like Stephen Smith's prepared to take it on.
Huge shot, that kept low. No interest from the umpire. There will be a discussion. Shea Hope wants no part of it. He's walking away. What's Ruston Chase thinking? Yeah, decided not to opt for the review. And so that would be the end of the first session on day 3. Australia will go to the break at 69 for 3. And Steve Smith trying to play that with the lateral bat. High, quite high. And so good decision from Ruston Chase and Shea Hope in particular, who was sort of off the field by the time they were still thinking about it, which gave a clear indication that he didn't have any interest in it. Australia, after 2 days and a session, they find themselves ahead by 102 runs. They still have 7 wickets in hand. Lots to play for, lots of action remaining in this test match.
Back here live in Grenada, we have great news for you in that the sun is beating down on the National Cricket Stadium here in St. George's, and we will have a resumption in play. Similarly here, West Indies have had an extended break. Can they persevere? Can they get their lengths right? Because I think this is the most significant day in this series where the balance of power will be shifted to one team or the other in its outcome.
And deliveries like these that just kick off the surface, but again at the player, and forcing him to play at
leg buys there. Important runs though for Australia. Leg buys it is.
Yeah, much straighter attacking, but just going down the leg side. Yeah, I don't think Philip will mind too much other than the boundary, but the line, much better.
Trying to target the stumps. And that's where sometimes he will be faulty, but today that's a good shot for Cam Green.
Yeah, it is just the wit on offer. Able to free his arms. The field isn't set for that.
No.
7-7 for 3. No ball delivered, so they overstretched by 1. And no ball brought up the half-century partnership between these two. $78 for 3. Past Casey Carty in at short leg.
Now that would have taken some catching. Yeah, to his right, Casey Carty.
finds the gap, given the width, and there's a short extra cover there, tempting the drive, but very well played by one of the modern greats, Steve Smith.
Yeah, very often he just misses Philip and gives a bit of width. Yeah, Steve Smith will not miss out on those.
Well controlled. And Steve Smith, captain, doing, no pun intended or intended, chase himself. Close. Oh, he puts his bat up. Smith puts his bat up. And Chase is saying bat there as well. Very straight lines, yep.
I just wonder if it was going down leg as well. Yeah, confirmation that it did come off the bat.
Punched through that cover point region, firm enough to go for 4. It's been a vulnerable area for Cam Green, but he conquers on this occasion.
Good shot again from Cam Green, keeping it down. You see a real intent to hit it into the ground and roll the wrist on it. Expertly placed as well.
Another play and a miss. A little bit of swing on offer for Philip. 99 for 3. And he drives brilliantly through that cover region. It's been the hallmark of his innings so far. 100 comes up for Australia.
Yeah, in control. Picks his spot nicely, Steve Smith. Just aiming for that gap out of the grasp of a lunging Shamar Joseph.
Another inside edge from Steve Smith. And there again, technically, he's positioned himself to play this type of delivery.
Yeah, you just wonder, how do you employ the similar technique we saw in the first innings with that back foot coming over to off stump? Would you have been getting as many inside edges as we've seen, especially in these 2 overs from Jaden Seals?
My goodness, another one keeping low. Surely this is instructive, Carlos.
This is why you bowl at the stumps. Oh, that is naughty.
He finds the gap again. Will go for 4. That's Steve Smith at his best.
Every time the West Indian bowlers get too full, it's almost in the slot for Steve Smith, and he drives perfection. And not overstriding, makes good contact.
Yeah, this should be a half century for Cam Green. His first half century against this opposition, and his 9th 50+ score, but really well deserved, well earned. Great accumulation of runs from Green.
Yeah, 52 from 122 balls. And Cam Green, a real solid innings from him. had driven back full face past the bowler. An innings to remember for him. He isn't finished yet.
Cleaned him up, chucked it on, just as he got that landmark. Shamar Joseph strikes back. An important knock, no doubt, for Cam Green, but an even more important strike for the West Indies.
He looked so solid in his innings. You would have thought he wasn't finished yet. But playing this one on to his stumps. Again, the line from the West Indian bowlers, the length as well, forcing him into the shot. Yeah, he'd be disappointed. He goes for 52 from 123 balls. Australia 1-1 for 4.
Travis Head, the new batter for Australia, already with a couple half centuries in this series. Important innings. Yeah, gets off the mark straight away with an elegant drive through the offside. Head is in top form. A couple boundaries in the over. Actually, 3 of them and the wicket. 125 for 4. Yeah, goes for 4. Errant from Shamar. 50 for Steve Smith. Another one for him. He really loves batting against this opposition. And what a welcome return to the Australian team. Yeah, he receives the applauses. 134 for 4. Seventh 50-plus score for Steve Smith. 300s to go with that against the West Indies. A really staggering average, over 100. Very well played. There's protection out there, but even he can't get it. Another boundary for Travis Head, 142 for 4.
And the last ball of the previous delivery hit for 4 from Travis Head, and again, similarly, he gets another boundary. So 8 runs coming off that over.
Oh, wow. Down the track, Stephen Smith. You don't see that very often.
Yeah, the march is well and truly on. Down the track, in his own way. And a 1 bunks 4.
Oh, he's in complete control at the moment, Stephen Smith. 6.
Super shot from Steve Smith. Just giving himself a little bit of room to get the hands through. There's a long on back. Another shot from Travis Head, straight down the ground. Authoritative to finish the over. 163 for 4. Proper shot from Travis Head. They want him to drive.
Oh, thick edge, and that's going to run away for another boundary too. That lead now over 200.
Yeah, even when chances are created, still results in a boundary. Travis Head really gets the game moving.
Oh, another inside edge. That's what you've got to be careful on these sort of pitches. Playing square of the wicket just brings those inside edges into play.
I could bet that was probably a good trick for you. 1990 or so, we were actually good. I think if you play Norwich now, it would be an even contest. But What's been an uneven contest with uneven bunks has been this track and West Indies bowling to Steve Smith. Hands on heads all around. 50 partnership in quick time. 59 balls. Travis Head adding impetus as he always does, and Steve Smith keeping pace.
Dot ball to finish off that session. That is T. So 106 runs scored in that session for just the loss of 1 wicket. So the Australians are really put the foot on the gas and taking this game away from the West Indians. So can they fight back? Constance Khawaja, as we said, went last night very cheaply. The West Indies went right in this test match. But Green batted beautifully today for his 52. Nathan Lyon soaked up some balls, but Smith has been brilliant. Not out 70, and Travis Head continues on his form, 28 not out.
Jaden Seals at the top, picking the bowlers so far. Best economy rate, most wickets, and then 1 apiece for each of the Josephs. But not much else to write home about.
So nearly even Stevens after the first innings, but Australia now have moved on to 175 for 4 and lead by 208.
Welcome back to the National Cricket Stadium, Grenada. Day 3 for the post-tea session.
Looks as though Alzari Joseph will start proceedings after tea. Richard Kettleborough doing exactly what I was doing, sitting in the commentary box next to Carlos, just checking the fielders, numbers, and where they're positioned. Joseph. Finger goes up and Graves has his man, and Steve Smith reviews it.
Third umpire to director. We have a player review for LBW. Original decision is out. I've checked the feed, it's a fair delivery. Front on spin vision piece. Ball is very close to the bat. Can we have ultra edge, please? Okay, just one frame back, please. Okay, it is definitely pad first. Ball tracking, please. Pitching outside off, impact umpire's call, wickets hitting. Thank you, I'll go back to Adrian on field. Adrian, you can stay with your decision. I'll let you know when you're on screen.
Justin Graves gets his man, the important wicket of Steve Smith. Decision upheld. The atmosphere in the ground is electric. The local fans know important a wicket this is. An exceptional knock from Steve Smith comes to an end. 71. Australia 179 for 5.
Bo Webster has made valuable contributions with bat mostly and also ball in this series.
Nice shot with the rain surrounding. An elegant drive by Bo Webster past a despairing dive of Casey Carty. Bo Webster's been so good throughout the offside.
Straight to him. Safely held, the only man in the slip cordon. And yes, it is a great decision for Graves here after tea by Ruston Chase.
This West Indian crowd are up on the feet, outside all stump again. Ruston Chase perfectly positioned at gully. Justin Graves, unassuming but magical. Will Webster go on for 2, Australia 181 for 6.
Alex Carey comes to the crease. And after some hard slug in the middle session and the morning session, West Indies reaping quick reward. And the rain has made a difference on the surface as well. The little drizzle, as we saw Webster walking off there in the midst of the drizzle. But I think it's an indication still of there always being something in this pitch. It rose steeply, so we're still seeing. I know the ball was changed somewhere around 32 overs, after 32, but we're still seeing up and down bounce on this surface into day 3. That was good delivery, and still with that solitary slip, and Chase himself goes away for valuable runs.
Yeah, a bit of fortune for Alex Carey. Alzarri Joseph keeping it in the dance. But soft hands from Carey all on the ground.
Two straight back-to-back boundaries for Alex Carey.
Yeah, picked off. And Alex Carey sliding down the leg, not trying to hit it, just get bat on it and glance it away for 4. And is there a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow for this West Indies team?
Maybe sliding down, maybe sliding down. Alzarri Joseph pleads with the umpire. He turns straight away to Shea Hope. Hope just gesticulating that it is going down leg. And he'll trust his judgment.
Yeah, it definitely looked like it was sliding, and here they go. Players are going off, so umpires have called for the covers to come on.
Sun out in its glory. Still just one slip in play for Joseph to Travis Head.
That's tucked down to fine leg for 1.
I picked up a few wickets like that, Graves. Trying to possibly get the chop on.
So as the 200 comes up, he got the height on it and it was clever. Alex Carey to uppercut it. 204 for 6.
The improvisation from Carey. They're using the bounce and just guiding that delivery up and over.
Good footwork. .207 for 6.
Clean them up. This is what we were talking about. The Aussie Slayer.
Shamar Joseph immediately makes an impact. Just get this man on the ball.
Yeah, there it is. I think Travis Head thought it was going to bounce more than it did. He was trying to work it through the covers, maybe through point. Kept angling in towards off stump, stayed a little low, and that's what that airspeed does. Another breakthrough for the West Indies. Travis Head can't believe it. Played beautifully again for his 39. It's 212 for 7.
Australian captain makes his way out to the middle. That's well played. It seems to be well timed. We'll get a couple off the mark, Pat Cummins. And that lead pushes closer to 250, 214 for 7.
Couple of runs there for Pat Cummins and the Australians, which takes their lead to 250.
Yeah, that's well played. Just uses the pace of it and guides it for 4 carry.
Yeah, a rare wide delivery from Shamar Joseph. We've spoken about how normally pretty close to the stumps makes the opposition play a lot. And just got a little bit of width there. Alex Carey watched it nicely onto the bat, and just the perfect glance down the third man. More of a one-day shot. We are off. It's not raining, so it's bad light. We have had the players go off for bad light previously in this test match, so when that happens, the umpire would take a reading. So that is stumps here on day 3.
And we've enjoyed test match cricket on day 3 of this test between the West Indies and Australia. Australia, of course, after losing 2 wickets late on day 2, they started their batting. Green with a half century, his first in that number 3 position, and then he got really good support from Steve Smith, who notched up another half century in his test match career. And Australia 221 for 7.
Couple big partnerships, 93 Green and Smith, and then right after Smith and Head made most of the running, but West Indies controlled it after that. And an even spread of wickets. Seals, again, big performance from him. But then at the bottom, Justin Graves, 2 important wickets post-tee. And as we stand, the day's summary. The last session, West Indies will be proud. 3 wickets, merely 46 runs. Gives them a little bit more of a sense of control to a game that was rapidly getting away from them.